Welcome back, Honestman, Skyrim, blind first playthrough. We are back at Whiterun, just to pay off the end of the prior episode a little bit. The tree is in fact blooming. It's got some pink blooms on it. So, we did actually save the tree, rest assured. On the docket today is going to be a trip back to Solitude to visit the Bard's College. This relates to a couple of miscellaneous quests here. And normally that isn't something that I'd waste time on the video with, but I suspect that these are going to turn into something more substantial. And part of my interest in doing this is because I happened to pick up Finn's lute and Panthea's flute. And I don't even remember where I got these. It just seemed like random dungeon loot. But if I try to drop either one of them, it gives me that little message, says it's a quest item. And they're taking up 6 pounds of my inventory that I can't get rid of. So I have to assume this is somehow related to the Bard's College. At least that's the hypothesis. We're going to go find out.
Youngest bard at the Bard's College, at your service.
Welcome to the Bard's College. I'm the headmaster here. How may I help you?
I'm looking to apply.
Always a pleasure to meet a prospective bard. You should be aware that many apply, but we accept very few people. When possible, we ask applicants to perform tasks the college needs completed. In this case, I do have a task befitting an aspiring bard.
What do you need me to do? I am the bardiest of bards.
Elisif has forbidden the burning of King Olaf, a festival put on by the Bard's College. We need to change her mind. To convince her, I want to read King Olaf's verse, a part of the Poetic Edda, the living history of Skyrim. Unfortunately, the verse was lost long ago.
And that's where I come in.
Yes, according to Giraud, our history's keeper, the portion of the Edda dealing with King Olaf might still exist in Dead Man's Respite. I need you to retrieve the poem.
That shouldn't be a problem. So what is the Poetic Edda you mentioned?
I think Giraud here would give you the best explanation of both it and the history of King Olaf's verse. You should speak to him about it.
Okay. Why did the Jarl shoot down this festival?
As you may be aware, Elisif's husband, High King Torig, was recently killed. Elisif mourns her husband deeply, and she feels that a festival that burns a king in effigy is distasteful. I tried to convince her the festival is many centuries old and celebrates solitude, but I need proof. I believe King Olaf's verse will provide that proof.
Okay. Has the war affected the college very much?
Not much, but as a bard I find the whole affair depressing. There are no heroes in this war, no winners to be had, and no real conclusion. If you want something a bard can dig into, look to the dragons. 1,000 years from now, Skyrim will have changed rulers dozens of times, but the return of the dragons, that story is once in an era.
Well, speaking of which, what do you know about dragons?
Not much, to be honest. Their return was a shock to us all. Gerard Germain has some tomes about them in the library, if you're interested.
Okay.
I wish you luck in finding the verse.
We'll stay on track with the Bard's College here and see if there's anyone else here worth talking to.
Hello, yes. I'm the Dean of History.
Like this
and
guy.
Scribe work when I can find some quiet time. Good to meet a prospective bard.
Oh, he teaches speech. Okay. Viarmo said you could tell me about the Poetic Edda.
He's sending you after King Olaf's verse, then.
Indeed.
It's good. We shouldn't leave it lying around now that I figured out where it is. The verse was Svaknir's contribution to the Poetic Edda, the living history of Skyrim. Each bard adds to the Edda in his or her time.
So King Olaf's verse is a lost part of the Edda.
And a very ancient one. The verse criticized the reigning King Olaf. He was so incensed the bard was put to death and all the copies burned. At least, that's what we thought until I translated some ancient texts a year or so ago. We now believe King Olaf buried the truth with the Bard. If I'm right, Svaknir and King Olaf's verse lie in Dead Men's Respite, along with the burial chamber of King Olaf himself. Be careful. You might find more than just King Olaf's verse in Dead Man's Respite.
Indeed.
Lady Atia says my voice is second only to hers, but she's selling me short.
What a bitch.
Few can resist my charms. Even fewer are worthy of them.
Okay, apparently this is where they settle in for the evening. And it is like 2 a.m. right now, but...
I wish only to graduate and enroll with the Legion. My drums will lead our troops to victory.
Yeah, Yorn, you seem to be a pretty proud bard.
And why wouldn't I be? We sing tales of kings, queens, and their politics, 'tis true. But do you know who really makes history? The person who writes it. Farewell, stranger.
Can't argue with that. How about you?
You're new here, right? Welcome to the Bard's College. It's like a musical museum. You know, I don't get the impression that I'm very well liked at the college.
Yeah, that other lady really didn't like you.
Youngest bard at the Bard's College, at your service.
Are you, though? Do you actually do anything?
Anything I can do for you, I will.
I think that's a bluff.
Good evening. I'm Pantia Atia, the
Ah.
master vocalist.
Oh, maybe you were the one the other lady was complaining about. I recovered your flute.
That's it! Wonderful! I knew I could count on you. I don't have any money to give you, but I can show you a few tricks I learned playing for the Winterhold Wizards. You can say
Wow.
you've met the most talented bard in all of Skyrim.
Holy crap, yeah.
I'm Dean of Lute at the Bard's College, and no, I don't give private lessons.
Well, Ingi, I found your loot.
What? You did? Oh, sweet divines, you did. There is no way I can pay you what this loot is worth, but I can teach you a few tricks I've learned over the years. Glad that distraction's over.
Wow. Okay, now that I know what the instruments do, I'm going to save those skill ups for another time. And we need to get down to Dead Man's Respite here. I don't really have anything close, which is maybe a little weird, but I guess I skirted the western side here a bit, going around. So I think what I'm going to do is head to Miko's shack and go from there. I did come across this little shack somewhat randomly a while ago. And there's a dead man here. This dead Nord. Journal. Well, after all my years living in these woods, it looks like the rock joint will finally be the end of me. I guess that's fine. All my friends are long dead. The only one left is poor Miko. He was always a loyal companion, and I know he'll be able to take care of himself. I hope someday I'll see him again. Yeah, it's the rock joint. Serious business. And just to clarify, I did want to talk about skills a little bit, because certainly... Oh, what the hell? Is that Miko? It is. Hey, buddy. What's wrong, boy? Do you want to come with me? You know, I don't need some mutt following me around, actually. You just chillax here. But yeah, having a dog around from previous episodes wasn't so great. He tended to bump into me a lot and blow my cover. But there you go. I guess you can get a dog in Skyrim. I did not know that. In any case, back to skills. So I wanted to wait with those skill ups because it didn't take me long to discover that the higher a skill is, the harder it is to increase. Or at least I think that's true. So if you're going to get a freebie like that, you kind of want... Oh, that was a good shot. Not enough to kill it. Didn't get the sneak. If you're going to get a freebie, it seems like you kind of want it to be while your skill is at a pretty high level to get the most bang for your buck out of it. And similarly, I'm in my 40s now. I'm like level 46 or something. And I figured out way too late. I think the pro tip is that you want to train every single character level, because you can only train 5 times per character level. So at the point where I figured this out, I could have had 200 more skill ups. Like if I had been buying training all along, I could be way further ahead than I am. Here we go. Trigger the Explorer achievement. Putting on a lot of miles. But yeah, as I was saying, so you really want to get 5 levels of training every character level. I think that just makes sense. And, we sort of I discovered between episodes that you can steal your money back, at least in some cases. So that just seems like kind of a no-brainer. I mean, maybe that's a quote-unquote exploit. I don't know. But yeah, you train up 5 levels, you steal your money back. But the problem for me, I guess, is that I haven't invested anything in pickpocket. And what that means for me is that I basically can't steal large sums. I can't steal anything that's 4 digits, I don't think. Anything that's in the thousands. And once you get to level 51, that's when there's a big jump in the cost of training. That's where it jumps about 1,000 gold, I think. So training up at level 51, I think is like 1,500, which is just too much for me to steal back. So what I've gotten into the habit of doing is trying to train up everything that's less than 50. And that's what happened with two-handed here. I haven't been using two-handed secretly. I bought training for this. I think I got a couple levels in block as well. And what else have I been doing? Alchemy, I just did 5 levels of alchemy. Because I think I've made like 1 potion the entire game. Something like that. And I just figured maybe I just buy levels in this. That seems good. So I did some there. I did a few levels in conjuration. Some training. I think those are the big ones. So basically that's what happens. Every time I level up, I put 5 training levels into something, steal my money back with pickpocket. And as you saw, I'm level 100 pickpocket. So just kind of going through the skills really quickly here. As I mentioned, I haven't done anything with alchemy. I basically just did training to get where I got there. Illusion's really easy to grind. Whenever I'm clearing a dungeon, like just picking up treasure, I'm spamming muffle, the muffle spell. And that just works great. Like I haven't really had to put a whole lot of effort into illusion. It's just from spamming that. Similarly, alteration is relatively easy to grind. Same as with muffle, when I'm sweeping through dungeons, I'm alternating between muffle and mage light. So I'm throwing around mage light to build alteration. Alteration also has transmutation, which is something I use very regularly to turn iron into silver and or silver into gold. That worked much better very early on. I felt like I was getting levels out of it. At this point, I don't really seem to get much out of transmutation, it doesn't seem. But Mage Light is still okay. So Alteration and Illusion, those are relatively easy to grind just as I'm walking around sweeping stuff up. Conjuration is a big pain in the butt. I haven't figured out a good way to level Conjuration, but honestly, I haven't really made a dedicated effort to pushing this either. So maybe if I started doing more summons, maybe it's easier than I think, but you have to be in combat. Unlike Illusion and Alteration, you have to be in combat for Conjuration to actually do anything, it seems. Obviously, that's true for Destruction as well. You need enemies to hit with it. I got a little discouraged with this early on. I just really didn't seem like I was getting a lot of XP to level this. Maybe I'll come back to it at some point. I'm not sure. Restoration, similar to Conjuration and Destruction, you need damage in order to level Restoration, unless there's some other spell I haven't found yet. But it seems like you actually have to be absorbing damage with a ward, or you need to be healing damage on your health bar. So that's a huge pain. I'm probably going to be trying to buy training into Restoration. Enchanting continues to level like mad, but I am grinding it a little bit. Yeah, I guess that's fair to say. I am grinding it. So obviously disenchanting stuff is always like a big bump to XP here. So disenchanting, collecting as many different enchantments as possible, that works great. But then also, filling up just like petty soul gems, and then using those to enchant items, which I then just turn around and sell. That seems to work really good. Smithing continues to feel like a real grind. Very slow, even though I have it pretty high here. The majority of my smithing levels, I feel like, have come from jewelry. I'm continuing to smelt, gold ingots, silver ingots, to turn every gem I find into jewelry. That seems like the best bang for the buck here. And also leather. When I get enough hides accumulated, I'll turn around and do a bunch of leather stuff. That doesn't work great. It works pretty poor, but that's what I got. As you can see here, I'm really focused on the left-hand side of smithing. So Elven, Advanced Arms, Glass. Maybe it's easier if I'm over on the right side, but I don't know what to tell you. That I'm not, as far as armor, I'm going light. So it seemed like that made more sense, even though I am carrying like ebony weapons. But it's like, well, Jesus, do I really want to go all the way over here? That's 3 points or whatever, just to try to upgrade my weapons, when ultimately I'm probably coming around the opposite direction anyway, and end up with Dragonbone weapons? I don't know. In any case, smithing is hard to grind, I feel like. There's got to be a trick I don't know there. Heavy armor I obviously have done virtually nothing with. I think this is going to be easy to grind at a certain point, but we'll see. Blocking has been slow but steady. Two-handed I mentioned, I bought a bunch of levels into that. One-handed has been kind of slow going. It doesn't help that I'm always walking around in dungeons with Thief for my bonus, so that's causing one-handed to lag a bit. And I just really favor bow too on top of that. Archery, I guess for a combat skill, it levels well enough, I suppose. Light armor, I'm so much at range. I feel like this would be easier to level if I was up in the mix more. Sneak, I'm sneaking all the time. Every day sneaking. Lockpick is coming along. Obviously pickpocket is ridiculously easy to level. Speech, I don't have a lot to say about speech. It's just buying and selling stuff, which sort of plays into some of these other ones, because I'll harvest loot from a dungeon, and then anything noteworthy, like especially enchanted items, I'll try to enhance those at the workbench to level smithing, and then I'll take that item, if it isn't already enchanted, if it's like a high value weapon or something that I'm not going to use, then I'll take it over and enchant it with something, and then I'll sell it. So it's like I'm leveling smithing, I'm leveling alteration because I'm probably transmuting some gold and silver to make jewelry as part of this. Then I'm leveling enchanting because I'm enchanting it, and I'm leveling speech because I'm selling it. So between every episode, like a lot of these are getting action. A lot of these are getting some grind, as you can see. So there's stuff getting pretty high up there as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, that is my brief, hopefully brief, grinding, leveling interlude. What is this? Is that an enemy? Or is this a conversation? Or is it a clue? Is it King Olaf? Ah, Ruby Dragonclaw. It's another one of these. Oh, alright, we got buddies. Dawnbreaker. That's right. Also, quickly note, just through this smithing, I'm obviously trying to maintain high quality gear for myself, as well as just turning stuff around and selling it. So I do have the Dawnbreaker honed to exquisite, which is 40 base damage and then 10 fire on top, which isn't great. My other stuff is better, like this ebony electric sword, which is 42 and 17, but I think it's good for undead, so that'll be my favorite weapon down here, it looks like. My glass bow I was able to hone to legendary, so 103 base damage on that now, and certainly the rest of my gear as well. I've got this to legendary. Legendary seems to be as good as I can do right now. I'm not sure if that goes higher or what the deal is there. Okay, back to the dungeon. Oh, here he is. Is he leaving footsteps? Oh, spiders. Don't know where those footsteps are coming from. There's got to be a way through. Yeah. Oh, this whole area is a puzzle. Okay. Death Lord. the spiders got clipped through the door. That's what's making that rattle. I think this is the way. Be a big one. I don't see a big one. Not yet. Is this where we go? Alright, I don't see another path. Giddy up. Don't see any treasure down there. I'll take a closer look later. Skeever. Ah, overcorrected. What's that noise? Sure looked like a trap to me there, but I guess not. Okay, we did pick up level 60 in light armor there, which is good. I was waiting for this. We're not going Agile Defender though. We are going for Windwalker. Stamina regenerates 50% faster as long as you're wearing light armor. That seems good. That's something I saw very early on. We shall see. Sealed door. Sealed by a magical barrier. Okay. He didn't even see me. Alright. Easy. Easy work. Some loot in here. I mean, surely this... Yep. Svakner. King Olaf's verse. O Olaf, our subjugator, the one-eyed betrayer, death-dealing demons and dragon-killing king. Your legend is lies, lurid and false. Your cunning capture of Numenex, a con for the ages. Olaf grabbed power by promise and threat. From Falkreath to Winterhold, they fell to their knees. But Solitude stood strong, Skyrim's truest protectors. Olaf's vengeance was instant, inspired and wicked. So ends the story of Olaf the Liar, a thief and a scoundrel we of Solitude commit to the fire. In Solitude, bards train for their service. They also gather each year and burn a king who deserves it. Alright. I remember falling down that pit into the water, so I have no idea how I'm going to get out of here. Probably that magic sealed door? Assuming that was after the fall, not before. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, here we go. Oh right, I forgot all about this stupid chamber. We picked up the claw and never used it. Alright. Oh, right. King Olaf was down here. That's right. Let's do this. Better run. Boy. I really don't like that thing. I need the fear to slow this guy down. Come on, come get your medicine. Looks like the summon is gone, so that's good. Oh, he was gone. Oh, Olaf. Get a word here.
Insolent bard.
Oh, whirlwind sprint. Great. Distracted by the bard. Come on, get out of there. No? Alright. Have your way.
It is my personal mission to ensure that the Bard's College preserves the great deeds of the past in both poetry and song. Ah, you've returned. How goes the task I gave you?
King's Olaf verse in hand.
I have to admit I didn't think it would actually be there. Now, let's take a look at this. Oh no. This won't do at all. The copy is incomplete. It's aged to the point that parts are unreadable. And the parts that are readable, well, bardic verse has come a long way since ancient times.
What does that mean?
It means I can't read it to the court. Without the verse, I won't be able to convince Elisif of the importance of the burning of King Olaf festival. If she isn't convinced of the festival's importance, then she won't reverse her decision to stop the effigy burning. It means that the burning of King Olaf, which the Bard's College has held for time immemorial, won't be happening.
Can't we just enhance the missing sections?
Make it up? That doesn't seem appropriate. I suppose I could copy his style based on what you brought me, but I have no idea what happened in between these verses.
We can do this. Just stay focused, Viarmo. What's the first verse?
O Olaf, our subjugator, the one-eyed betrayer, death-dealing demon and dragon-killing king, your legend is lies, lurid, and false. Your cunning capture of Numenex, a con for the ages. King Olaf was Olaf One-Eye? He famously captured the dragon Numenex and took him to Dragon's Reach. What do we say really happened?
I mean, clearly Olaf was Numenex, a dragon in human form.
I find that highly unlikely, but the court will love it. I'm writing it in.
Okay, what's next?
Olaf grabbed power by promise and threat. From Falkreath to Winterhold, they fell to their knees. But solitude stood strong, Skyrim's truest protectors. Olaf's vengeance was instant, inspired, and wicked. Strange. According to history, Solitude attacked Winterhold, but Asgeir seemed to be saying Olaf reacted. What do we say happened?
Yeah, clearly Olaf sacked it in dragon form.
Oh, that is exciting! I'm sure the court and the Jarl will love it. I'm writing it in now.
Is that it?
It has a few final lines, but that's all we needed to add. I need to head to court immediately and present this. You should come.
If you're heading to the Blue Palace, you might want to rethink that outfit.
I am heading to the Blue Palace.
If you ever want to replace those old rags, stop by Radiant Raiment.
Do you always insult people when you meet them?
It's not an insult, just an observation. If I were walking around with a wound, I would want you to tell me to see a doctor. Your
Fair.
outfit is something of an open wound, where attire is concerned.
What's wrong with my outfit?
Nothing at all. It's very nice. If you want something with a little more style, however, you should come by our shop, Radiant Raiment. We could fix you right up.
Well, you know what? I am actually heading over to the Blue Palace as we speak. What should I wear?
You're really going to the Blue Palace? That presents an opportunity. If you are willing to wear one of Radiant Rament's outfits and speak to the Jarl, I would not only pay you, but let you keep the outfit.
Deal.
Good. Here's the outfit. Try to get Elisif's opinion on it, and if she likes it, mention it's from Radiant Raiment. Remember Radiant Raiment when you need a change of attire.
I do hope the court likes the verse. I think we've done an excellent job of recreating it.
We ready?
I think my voice is ready. I hope we've done this well.
Ah, Viarmo. I assume you are here to petition for the reinstatement of the burning of King Olaf Festival.
I am, Jarl. I wish to present King Olaf's verse from the Poetic Edda, recovered this very day from the Bard's tomb.
You mentioned something that would convince us the festival should take place, but I didn't expect King Olaf's lost verse. Please proceed.
O Olaf, our subjugator, the one-eyed betrayer, death-dealing demon and dragon-killing king, your legend is lies, lurid, and false. Your cunning capture of Numenex, a con for the ages. No shouting match between dragon and man, and no fire or fury did this battle entail. Olaf was Numenex in human form. On moonless nights, he would spread wings and sail. Olaf grabbed power by promise and threat. From Falkreath to Winterhold, they fell to their knees. But Solitude stood strong, Skyrim's truest protectors. Olaf's vengeance was instant, inspired, and wicked. Olaf gave orders, Winterhold disguises, an attack on Solitude, total destruction to follow. His men dressed up and then went out to fight, but they reversed Olaf's orders, much to Winterhold's sorrow. So ends the story of Olaf the Liar, a thief and a scoundrel. We of Solitude commit to the fire. In Solitude, bards train for their service. They also gather each year and burn a king who deserves it.
You have proven your point, Viarmo. The festival is truly a celebration of solitude and a condemnation of false kings.
I thank you, and the college thanks you, Jarl.
Furthermore, I believe that such a fine poem deserves some payment of patronage. The college will be generously rewarded.
Oh, thank you yet again. I will make sure our applicant, who was instrumental in recovering the poem, will be well rewarded.
That was me.
Unbelievable! You have done us a great service here. I can't begin to thank you enough.
Does that mean I'm a bard?
Soon. These things must be done properly. You will be inducted as part of the festival itself. I need you to go speak to Yorn. He was preparing the effigy of King Olaf. Tell him to finish the preparations. The festival is back on!
Fucking A.
If you have business, please see Falk Firebeard, my steward. With the passing of my dear husband Torrig, the weighty position of Jarl has fallen to me. Please direct questions to my steward.
Right. But do you like my outfit?
It's quite fetching, actually. The craftsmanship is excellent.
It was made by Radiant Raiment.
Oh, really? Well, you can tell them that I will be putting in a request for a few dresses quite soon. Be well. Pray for Solitude and my husband.
Ah. Yorn.
Ah, the bard-to-be. Did Viarmo send you?
Indeed. The festival is on, my good man.
Great. Looks like you'll be one of us soon. We'll gather outside the college for the burning of King Olaf.
Oh, holy shit.
Meat pies! Try one for free, come back for more! Get your meat pies!
Spice wine here. First cup is paid for by the college.
Meat pies! Try one for free, come back for more! Get your meat pies! Welcome, people of Solitude! We of the Bards College are pleased to be here to celebrate the burning of King Olaf. The festival would not have been possible without the dedication and hard work of our latest applicant.
He's talking about me.
Meat pies! With the lighting of the effigy, get your meat pies! He becomes a full-fledged member of the Bards College. Please welcome our newest bard.
Spice wine here. First cup is paid for by the college.
Meat pies! Try one for free, come back for more. I think they like you. I think they like you.
So I'm a bard now?
Yes, congratulations. You are now a full-fledged member of the Bards College. Due to your adventurous nature, several of the college professors have some things they wish you to do. What's more, Elisif has declared the burning of King Olaf should become a weekly event. And finally, there's the matter of the patronage that Elisif wanted me to give you.
And there we go. Fully fledged bard, just like that. But there's still a lot more to do around Solitude, so perhaps that's where we pick up next time. Until then, thank you all so much. Please like and subscribe. This has been Honestman, and I'll see you next time with more Skyrim.